This video is sponsored by Keeps, and will begin after this short message. You know what's cool? Hair. You know what's not cool? Losing it. Unless that's what you like. But if you are like me and have a full set of hair, then consider Keeps. Keeps offers generic versions of the only two FDA approved hair loss products out there. Now, I know what you're thinking. HG, you're a Zelda channel, how on earth is this related? Well, let me tell you, I cherish my hair and see it as an integral part of myself, and as I want to start introducing more camera recorded segments, I feel it is important to look how I feel at my best. And knowing that every 2 of 3 guys will experience pattern baldness in their life by the age of 35, I started to consider hair loss prevention, and that is exactly where Keeps comes in. Normally you'd need to see a medical professional for something like this, but thanks to Keeps FDA approved products, you can see a doctor online and do this from the comfort of your home. Prevention is key, guys. Now this can take 4 to 6 months to show, so it's always best to get on top of it early and save as much of that hair as possible. And just to show you how well this product works, here are some fine examples of it in action. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/Hyrule or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/Hyrule. You know, the Kingdom of Hyrule got real messed up during that whole Calamity Ganon hoo-ha. And in its current state, it's left in near ruins, but following the events of Breath of the Wild, big old Ganon pork is sealed away. For now anyway. And the land is safe from another pig gone loose rampage, but the damage was already done 100 years ago. And now that there is a sense of safety in the land, I think that the upcoming sequel could allow for some work to be done on this battered and bruised kingdom. I think that it is time to fix Hyrule. And in this video, I want to go over a few ideas or suggestions for what I believe could be improvements to the land, fun quests, or just general fulfilling fixes to the Kingdom of Hyrule. And before we start, I'm going to do the most YouTuber thing ever. So forgive me in advance. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as I'm really trying to reach 100,000 subscribers in the coming months, and we are getting there day by day. If you enjoyed the content and maybe aren't already subscribed, it would be highly appreciated. Now, without further ado, be sure to go and grab yourself a snack or drink and send them in to get featured right here, and let's go over some potential fixes for the Kingdom of Hyrule. One of the kingdom's greatest landmarks is the area in which this adventure begins, the Great Plateau. One of, if not the best Zelda introduction/tutorial segments ever. But praising its fundamentals aside, this raised piece of land once held a very significant value to the kingdom as a place of religion. This is even confirmed in creating a champion and by the presence of the Temple of Time and 3 lower buildings containing each symbol of the golden goddesses. I've theorized in the past that this is where everybody far and wide would come to worship both the goddesses and the goddess Hylia, and it's more or less unofficially confirmed. As the land is now safe, I believe renovating the plateau would be a brilliant idea and has the potential for some really fun side quests. First of all, this entrance would need to be cleared, and an idea I had to do so would be a side quest involving the Gorons. We know that they have these large mechanical cannons, which we use to clear an entry to save Yunobo and also to blast Rodania. With enough of these, I could see them clearing the clogged up entrance. This side quest could revolve around escorting the cannons here safely, as although Ganon is sealed away, monsters still live within the land. It would obviously take a lot of power to bring them here, either by some sort of large carriage, or Gorons carrying them. Once complete, we then get to witness the Gorons blasting the dirt and rubble away, revealing the entrance, which although we don't have any images of before the calamity, we do know is here, as creating a champion tells us that this waterfall was once a grand staircase. Upon opening the entrance, we could tidy the place up a little, mainly repairing the 3 small temples and the Temple of Time itself to their former glory, another side quest, but this time involving gathering materials such as wood and stone, which yes, would include introducing stone as a collectible material. All of this would make a fun questline and bringing something back which was highly important to the people of Hyrule, and allowing them to once again visit their place of religion. Kind of bouncing off that last idea, something I feel that would improve the quality of life is maintenance repairs all over the land, and there is a very good reason as to why. Okay, so when you are traveling between villages and towns, have you ever noticed the lack of travelers? Well, a lot of this is to do with the calamity wiping out a lot of the population, but even 100 years on, there are very few travelers, and those that do have admitted concerns due to the fear of what could be out there. Something that I believe would improve this is repairing everything in between towns and villages, along with creating safer routes. Firstly, repairing stuff like bridges and watch stations are a must. We see on the many routes across Hyrule damaged bridges, which, while still functional, aren't exactly the safest or best to look at. It's a rather rather small thing, but having the option to gather the necessary materials and repairing these bridges would be really cool in my opinion. Along with bridges, repairs to watch stations would be super helpful, as it would provide a lot more safety when travelling for the people of Hyrule. We see these little outposts all over the kingdom, but they're not suitable for use anymore. Perhaps we could make them a little higher and turn them into watchtowers to keep an eye on travel routes to look out for both danger and ongoing travellers. To make all of this possible, perhaps we need to talk to someone within Bolson Construction to help us whenever we want to repair a bridge, outpost, or whatever it may be. Maybe even one of the contractors that didn't have much of a role in the first game could be the person for this job, keeping that group active in the sequel, which I think would be awesome. Basically, what I am saying is that all of the settlements we find are living life fine. They have roofs over their head, food to eat, and a safe life within their respective settlements, but everything in between is very dangerous and unappealing. This maintenance repair questline could be a pathway to bring back life to Hyrule. Now for something a little bit messier. Malice. We all know it, we all hate it. Well, some people love it. Jokes aside, Hyrule became infested with this stuff thanks to Calamity Ganon, and whilst the sealing of that monster should theoretically eradicate all of the malice across the land, as creating a champion even states that the remaining malice pulled itself together to form this bestial creature, referring to Dark Beast Ganon. This simply can't be the entire story, as we still see live flowing malice in the trailer to the sequel, and it is pretty safe to assume that this takes place within Hyrule. Yeah, sure, it's underground, but where is it flowing to and from? Okay, so there will be a slight assumption made for this one. I am assuming that smaller, less concentrated amounts of malice will just vanish, such as the malice within and controlling guardians, but larger quantities such as, and let's be honest, specifically, the Akala Citadel, Colosseum, and Hyrule Castle will remain and require treatment. I would like to see a questline where we literally clean up the malice, as it is a rather unknown and unpredictable substance known to spread and infect. Cleaning this up should be a priority, to be honest. To help visualize the sort of idea I am suggesting, think Super Mario Sunshine and how you can clean up the paint goop in that game, kinda like that. Now obviously no equipment that we currently have will do, as we can see in Breath of the Wild that anything that touches malice dies. It's a bit out there, but perhaps some sort of questline involving the Sheikah tech geniuses Pura and Robbie, we could help them to develop some sort of device which dissolves malice. A purifier if you like. It could require locating and gathering Sheikah scraps from guardians, and even parts not seen in Breath of the Wild which we must excavate from across the land. Maybe beneath the ruins of the old tech lab or deep within Hyrule Castle. This idea does rely heavily on the assumption that not all malice will instantly vanish, but either way, it's a cool one in my opinion, which would also open up some unseen areas which many of us are dying to explore. Thanks a ton for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and also consider subscribing to be a part of getting the channel to 100,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it. What do you think of my ideas for fixing Hyrule in the sequel? Are these worthwhile tasks, or do you maybe have some ideas of your own? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so be sure to leave a comment and look out for my replies. As always, a huge, heartfelt thank you goes out to all of my supporters across Patreon and YouTube. I cannot express to you enough how helpful and appreciated the support is. If you'd like to join them here at the end of all of my videos, get yourself a shout out upon joining, and more, then consider supporting via Patreon or YouTube. Again, thanks for watching, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.